Alright, so there's been a lot of chatter in the last week about this machine that's behind me here, and let me go into detail of what it really is and what it's doing. So this machine is made by Lely and is called the Lely Discovery Collector 120. That's the model of this machine. And what it's doing here is creating a vacuum and sucking all the manure up in front of it. And the way it does that is there's a squeegee that goes underneath it, and it collects the manure into the center of it and sucks it up into the holding tank, which is right in this area here. The way it knows how to go around the barn is that it actually has a pre-planned map inside of it. It actually has a little computer board in there, and it knows exactly where it is and where to go inside the barn. There are sensors on each side of it, ultrasounds, so it's bouncing off the curb there to help determine where it is in the barn. This thing will go on this route. You can see where it went here on the couple passes prior, and then now it's gobbling up these turds of cow crap here that cows just go on the ground here in the barn. So some people are like, oh, it's leaving manure behind. Well, it's really hard to get the manure inside these grooves. This concrete is grooved, and the reason why it's diamond grooved, you can see it's in diamond shapes here, is it helps create traction for the cows here in the barn, so when they walk, they don't slip and hurt themselves while they're in the barn. And here again, you can see it as it's gobbling up the manure where it went before and where it's going now. A lot of other people on here I see on the app are saying, oh, it goes so slow and it takes forever and it's like really not doing that great of a job. It's like, well, you got to realize that this thing is going once every hour, 24 hours a day. You know, it spends about a half an hour, a little less than a half an hour scraping on a route. I think there's 3-4 routes here that it goes on, and then it spends the other half of the hour charging. So you got to remember, even though it's moving slow and it's not going very fast like a skid loader or some other ways of, you know, scraping the barn out, it's got all day and all night to do its job. So it goes throughout the whole barn here every 3 hours. So by the time, this would be 3 routes. So by the time it, 3 hours go past, it goes over the routes again and again. So every 3 hours, the whole barn gets scraped out. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot, but it's because it's working 24 hours a day. So finally, I want to show you where all the manure that gets collected in there from the route, it goes over these grates, turns off the vacuum pump. You can hear the manure dropping into the grates here.